Hi everyone, welcome to this 20-minute yoga class. So we're going to go fairly quickly today. We're going to work through balance, a little bit of core, and some nice stretching in there as well. So let's get started in child's pose. So coming to the back of your mat. So your choice as to whether the knees are wide apart or knees together. I've kept mine wide apart to give myself a little bit of a hip stretch. But if that doesn't feel nice for you, then feel free to adjust. So just allow yourself to sink back to the heels, bringing yourself to a nice comfortable position, and really seeing if you can sink into this pose. We're only here for a few more rounds of breath. So start to allow the breath to become a little bit deeper, and with each exhale, see if you can sink back a little bit further. Finding that nice steady rhythm of breath. And seeing if you can really set the intention here to keep that breath going as we move throughout the practice. So on your next inhale, slowly look up to the hands. We're just going to transition through all fours to come back to butterfly pose. So we're sticking with the hip opening to start with here. So soles of the feet together. Just make sure that you're nice and even on both sides, so you're not leaning onto one side more than the other. And then really draw the shoulders back, lifting up through the crown of the head. So finding that nice extension of the spine. And then if this is enough for you today, then just staying here, working on that hip opener. If you want to go a little bit further, then just allowing yourself to round forward, coming into a forward fold. And again, just using your breath. So coming into this as much or as little as you want to. So we're just starting to ease into those muscles. So maybe noticing any tension, any gripping or holding going on, seeing if you can really sink into this stretch. On your next inhale, slowly lifting back up, taking one roll of the shoulders, drawing the shoulder blades in and together. And then from here, bringing the two first fingers around the big toes. We're going to keep the shoulders pulling back and then either staying here or see if you can rock back onto your tailbone. So finding a little bit of a balance, lifting the heels, drawing the belly in. And then maybe trying to straighten out one leg, bringing it back through center. Maybe straightening out the other. So just playing a little bit with your balance here. Keep the shoulders drawing back, so try not to round forward with the shoulders as you do this. If you're okay with both of those, maybe try extending both legs. And if you have this, see if you can hold here for a few rounds of breath. So if you push the toes into the fingers and then lift the crown of the head up tall, it should help you stay a little bit more balanced. So keep drawing the belly in. So just be mindful of the shoulders. Try not to round through the top of the body. Take one more breath, and then exhale, cross the shins, roll over the knees to come back to a plank position. So send the legs back, find that nice straight line with the body, draw the shoulders back, and keep the gaze slightly ahead of the top of the mat. So we want to lengthen through the back of the neck. And then from here, we're going to start to roll onto the outer edge of the left foot. We're coming into a side plank. So really root down through that left hand and reach the right hand up towards the sky as you try and stack the shoulders and pull that right hip back. So you're trying to stack the hips as well. Really draw the belly in to engage the core. Lift the hips up as high as you can. And then exhale, bring that right hand back down. We're going to take it straight over to the other side. So coming onto the outer edge of your right foot, lift the left hand up towards the sky. Again, maybe take the gaze up if you're feeling steady, but try to keep the back of the neck nice and long, so you're not just dropping the right ear down to the right shoulder. Exhale, bring the left hand all the way back down, come through your regular plank, and then from here, just drop the knees, sink back to the heels, coming into your child's pose. This time, keeping the knees together, so we're rounding through the spine a little bit more. Just breathing into the back of the body, taking a few rounds of breath. And then slowly on your next inhale, looking up to the hands, we're going to come up through an all fours position. So wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hip points, and then straight away send the right leg back, the left arm forward. So the palm faces towards the right side of the room. We're finding that nice straight line with the body. Flex the toes down towards the floor, draw the belly in, and then pull that left shoulder back so you're not hunching around the ear. Keep the breath going, so really engaging through the core. The gaze is slightly ahead once again, so just be mindful of dropping the chin to the chest. On your next inhale, round through the spine, draw nose to knee. Exhale, extend through the arm and the back leg. Inhale, squeeze through center, nose to knee. Exhale, extending out. Inhale, moving through center, so keeping this going with the breath. Exhale, extending it back out. Last one of these. Inhale, squeeze through center, lift that knee up high. Exhale, extend out, find that straight line with the body, and then from here, drop the left hand down to the floor. Keep that back leg extended. We're going to come into a variation on a puppy pose. So walk the hands forward. We're keeping that back leg lifted. So we're bringing the chest down towards the floor, but keeping the leg lifted to still engage through the core. So it's a little bit of core work, a little bit of balance. See if you can keep the hips nice and steady as you open through the chest. So if it's more comfortable, it can just be forearms coming down to the floor. You may just walk the hands forward a little. Breathe here, maybe see if you can lift the leg a little bit higher, draw the belly in. And then as you exhale, bring the right knee down to meet the left. So you're in your full puppy pose or melting heart pose. So just working through the chest opener, breathing here. So remember to keep that nice steady rhythm of breath. With each exhale, maybe see if you can sink the chest a little bit lower. Keeping the hips up nice and high, we have one more breath. And then as you inhale, start to walk the hands back, coming back to your all fours. And then as you exhale, come down onto the forearms. So elbows underneath the shoulders as much as you can. Really press into the arms so you're engaging through the top of the body. So try not to collapse into the shoulders. From here, we're coming into a forearm plank. So just sending the legs back, curling the toes under. Drop the hips in line with the rest of the body. Keep the belly drawing in. So try not to sink in the lower body. From here, come onto the outer edge of your left foot. Stay rooted through your left forearm and reach that right hand up to the sky. So you're coming into your side plank on the forearm. Bringing that right arm back down, we're going to take it straight over to the other side. So outer edge of the right foot, lifting that left arm up towards the sky, maybe taking the gaze up, squeezing in with the belly. Exhale, bring the left forearm down to the floor. One breath in your forearm plank. And then exhale, drop the knees down, sink back to the heels and take a break in child's pose. So just take a moment here, really sink back to the heels, stretching the arms forward, find that length in the sides of the body, rounding through the spine and bringing your attention back to that smooth and steady breath. So really make the most of your resting time. Give yourself a moment to take stock, so notice how you're feeling. And then inhale, slowly make your way back up to all fours and we'll repeat that sequence on the other side. So this time extending the right arm forward, the left leg back. So again, just make sure that you're finding that nice straight line with the body. Flex the back toes down towards the floor. Really draw the belly in so you're not arching in the lower back. Keep that nice straight line of the spine and then extend through the back of the neck so the gaze is slightly ahead of the top of your mat. Keep the breath going, so nice smooth steady breaths, and we're going to move this into our flow. So exhale, round through the spine, nose to knee. Inhale, extend out, find that nice straight line. Exhale, squeezing in through center. Inhale, extending out, reach the fingertips forward. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, extend forward, hold here one breath. And then drop the left hand down to meet the right. And we're going to take it into our variation of puppy pose. So keeping that back leg up if you can. Walk the fingertips forward. So you're bringing the chest down towards the floor. So keep lifting that left leg up nice and high. But try and make sure that you're not swaying the hips over to one side. Draw the belly in so the core is engaged. Working a little bit on your balance here. And use your breath so you're sinking the chest down towards the floor. Finding that opening in the front of the body. As you exhale, bring the left knee in to meet the right, so you're coming into your full puppy pose or heart to earth pose. Take a few rounds of breath here. So just sinking down towards the mat a little bit more with every out breath. Finding that extension through the spine and keep sinking the chest down towards the floor. Inhale, slowly walk the hands back. And then once again, we're coming down onto the forearms, so making sure that the elbows are underneath the shoulders. We're going to step back into our forearm plank. So again, finding that nice straight line with the body. Gaze is slightly ahead of the top of the mat. And then on your next inhale, we're going to come back onto the hands. So we're coming into a regular plank. As you exhale, come back down onto the forearms. So a little bit of core work here. So keep moving with the breath. Inhale, come back up onto the hands. And then as you exhale, come back down onto the forearms. So keep pulling the shoulders back, keep the hips in line with the rest of the body, so try not to lift them up. Inhale, come back onto the hands, regular plank. Exhale, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath or two here, so pedaling through the feet, bending through the knees, just finding a little bit of movement in your pose, making sure that the shoulders are drawing back away from the ears. And then on your next inhale, moving into our three-legged dog, so raising that right leg up towards the sky. Flex the toes down towards the floor, so you're squaring the hips, so the right hip shouldn't be lifting any higher than the left. Inhale, look to the top of your mat, step that right foot all the way up in between the hands and drop the left knee down to the floor. So coming into our low lunge here, so start by coming light on the fingertips to draw the shoulders back, and then inhale, raise the arms up towards the sky as you sink into that front knee, so coming into your stretch. Just make sure that you're still pulling the right hip back so the hips are still aligned. And then maybe taking the gaze up towards the sky if you feel quite steady, squeezing the inner thighs together. From here, we're just going to interlace the fingers, pushing the palms up towards the sky, and then take a gentle stretch over towards your left side. So try and keep the legs exactly where they are. We're just moving through the chest. Inhale, slowly come all the way back through center, and then exhale, take it to the right. Inhale, make your way back through center, and then exhale to release the hands down, framing the front foot. Pull the right hip back, coming onto the right heel, so you're in a half splits position. So finding your hamstring stretch, flex the toes back towards you, and then walk the fingertips back so that the hands come underneath the shoulders. So you're opening through the chest. Keep the breath going. So again, we're using the breath here. Each exhale, maybe seeing if you can find space to move the chest a little bit further forward, pushing the hips back. And then from here, we're going to uncurl the back toes so we're on the top of the foot and sit all the way back onto the heel. Reach the arms up towards the sky as you lengthen the spine, keep flexing the right toes back, and then exhale to find a forward fold over that right leg. So it'll be a little bit of a stronger stretch, so just coming into it as much or as little as you want to, but really trying to release the top of the body over that leg. Inhale to slowly make your way all the way back up into your low lunge, bending through the right knee. Lift the back knee off the floor and then raise that right leg up towards your three-legged dog once again. Drop the foot down in line with the left. Take a moment to pedal through the feet. And then we're coming straight onto the other side. So inhale, raise that left leg up to the sky. Again, just squaring the hips, squaring the shoulders. So try not to twist the upper body either as you come into your three-legged dog. Inhale, looking up between the hands. We'll take a big step with that left foot all the way up in between the hands at the top of your mat. Drop the right knee down towards the floor, so we're finding low lunge on the other side. Draw the shoulders back, open through the chest. Keep pulling that left hip back. And then inhale, raise the arms up towards the sky. Relaxing the shoulders, so try not to hunch around the ears. Draw the belly in, maybe take the gaze up. So again, you're squeezing the inner thighs together so that you're moving everything in towards the center. It will help you stay more stable. Maybe see if you can sink down into your lunge a little bit more with every out breath. And then from here, once again, we'll interlace the fingers, push the palms up towards the sky, and take a gentle stretch over towards your left side. So keep the legs exactly where they are. We're just stretching out through the top of the body. But try not to allow the right shoulder to come forward, so keep the shoulders in line if you can. Inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, taking it to the right. Inhale, make your way back through center, and then exhale to release the hands, frame the front foot, and once again, pull that left hip back this time. So you're on the heel of that left foot, flexing the toes back towards you. Walk the fingertips back to open the chest a little bit more, but keep lifting through the crown of the head. So once again, just finding that stretch onto this side. So just make sure that the hips are still aligned, so you've not started to sway them out to one side. And then from here, once again, we're going to come onto the top of that right foot, sink all the way back so you're sitting on the heel, and then flex the left toes back towards you. As you exhale, slowly start to take your forward fold. Keep the left toes flexing back so you're still active through the back of the leg. And just once again, using your breath, so allowing the spine to round, the head to drop when you feel that you can't lengthen anymore over the leg. And just breathing into this side. On your next inhale, slowly bending through that front knee, coming all the way back to your low lunge. Lifting the back knee off the floor will send the left leg up and back into our three-legged dog. One breath here. And then bringing that left foot down to meet the right downward facing dog. On your next inhale, slowly look up between the hands, and we're going to walk the hands all the way back to the feet, finding a forward fold at the back of the mat. So really bending the knees as much as you need to here. Hands can just hang, or maybe allowing the arms to rest down onto the floor, onto the legs somewhere. Maybe clasping either elbow, taking a sway from side to side. So just taking a moment to release the back of the body. Inhale, slowly bring the hands back down to the floor and walk them forward into your downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And then inhale, right leg raises up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Look between the hands, step it forward and drop the left knee down to the floor. Inhale, raise the arms up, palms come together to interlace, push the palms up towards the sky, and then stretch over towards the left side on your exhale. Inhale, come through center. Exhale to the right, so moving a little bit faster now. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, bring the palms together, draw them down in front of the heart center. Curl the back toes under if they aren't already, and then lift the back knee off the floor. So keep squeezing the inner thighs together, draw the belly in. Keep that right hip pulling back. Find your breath. And then on your next inhale, we're going to come into our standing balance. So we're coming into a warrior three. So looking down towards the right foot, we're going to step up onto that right foot. Coming into your balance, so finding extension through the back leg. Try and draw the shoulders back, so you're drawing the shoulder blades in and together onto the back of the body. Crown of the head reaches towards the front of the room. Focusing on your breath, maybe finding a point on the floor that you can focus on. Last one. And then inhale, we're going to come to a standing balance. So maybe see if you can sweep that leg forward without dropping the foot down towards the floor. So just give it a go. Bend the knee when you arrive in your standing position. And then we're going to cross the left ankle just above the right knee. So we're coming into our standing pigeon pose. As you exhale, see if you can bend into that right knee. So you're opening up through that left hip. Draw the shoulders back. So keep that chest nice and open. Keep the breath going. And then inhale, slowly come all the way back up and extend the left leg forward. So a little bit more core work. Flex the toes back towards you, draw the belly in. So try not to lean back. Keep reaching up through the crown of the head. And then exhale, swing that leg all the way back to come back into your lunge position. Pull the right hip back. And then as you exhale, we're going to take a twist to the right side. So outer edge of the left arm comes onto the right thigh. So you're pushing that the right palm down into the left to twist the chest a little bit more. If you feel very stable, maybe taking your gaze towards the back of the room. And then inhale, raise the arms all the way back up so the chest turns to face the front of the room. High lunge. Exhale, hands come down, framing the front foot, and then send that right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Bringing the foot down to meet the left. Whenever you're ready, we're going to take it straight onto the other side. So just take one breath here, easing out through the legs. And then inhale to raise your left leg up to the sky. So three-legged dog on the other side, so moving fairly quickly here. Inhale, look up between the hands, step that left foot all the way forward to the top of your mat. From here, dropping the right knee down towards the floor, finding your low lunge position, pulling the left hip back. Inhale to raise the arms up. Palms come together as you interlace the fingers, pushing the palms up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, take a gentle stretch towards your left side. Inhale, come all the way back through center. Exhale, take it to the right. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, palms come together, draw them down in front of the heart center. Curl the back toes under, really firm up through the back leg as you lift through that back knee. Keep the hips aligned, so try not to take the bend out of the knee. So keep that nice bend in the knee, but don't allow the knee to come any further forward than the ankle. So just be mindful of what's going on with that front leg. So from here, we're going to step up into our balance, into our warrior three. So you can just take a baby step in with the back foot, or maybe just stepping up onto that left leg. Again, try and find extension through the back of the body. So really reach through the crown of the head forward, draw the belly in, draw the shoulders back. So notice if they start to creep forward. See if you can keep pulling them back so the chest stays nice and open. One more breath here. And then inhale, we'll swing that right leg all the way forward to come up to our standing balance, bending through that right knee. As you exhale, we're going to cross the ankle over the top of the left knee. So again, just coming into our standing pigeon pose, keep flexing the right toes back. So you want to protect the right knee, so you should be feeling it in the right hip, not in the knee joint. Slowly start to bend through the left knee as you sink down into the stretch a little bit more. Keep the breath going. And then inhale, slowly make your way back up through standing. We'll find that leg extension, so sending the right leg forward, flexing the toes back towards you. Again, try not to lean back here, so the spine is perfectly straight. Lift up through the crown of the head. As you exhale, swing that leg all the way back, coming into your high lunge once again. Pull that left hip back, draw the belly in, so square the hips first. And then exhale, we'll take it into our twist towards the left side. So outer edge of the right arm comes onto the left thigh, and you're pushing the left palm down into the right. Maybe taking your gaze back if that feels okay. Keep the legs solid, so really firm up through both feet. Take one more round of breath here. And then inhale, slowly start to make your way back through center, reaching the arms up high, high lunge. Exhale, hands come down, framing the front foot. Lift the left foot up and back into your three-legged dog. Take one last stretch. And then dropping the left foot down to meet the right, downward facing dog. Taking one last ease back into the pose. And then dropping the knees down to the floor, sinking back to the heels, and finding your child's pose. So just taking a moment or two here, allowing the spine to round, the head to drop. Breathing into the back of the body, every exhale, seeing if you can sink down a little bit further. And really, I encourage you to stay here for at least a minute, maybe longer if you have the time. Allow the body to settle and relax, really reaping the benefits of the practice. It was so nice to practice with you all today. Thank you so much for joining me. See you very soon and have a lovely rest of your day.